for Boston. White and Brown team up as the backcourt. Nikola Vucevic is out there with Jason Tatum, and it's Hauser in at the 3. And for Golden State, we've got Anthony Melton. He's out there with Brandon Podziemski. Moody is out there with Draymond Green. And it's Santos in at power forward. You know, Stan, at this point of the year, I'd imagine it's tough for teams outside the playoff picture to not get distracted.
Well, you really try not to. Staying in the moment is best. You've got to focus on what's in front of you. You want to end the season on as high a note as you can.
Now, here's Green. Here's Santos. Pass to Green. Just 5 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Melton misses. Vucevic finds White. Here he goes. Oh, a rip-rattling two-handed jam.
Well, you know, White is quietly one of the league's most effective finishers on the drive.
Now here's Melton. Outside, Green. The three-pointer off the mark. About a minute played here so far in the first. There's Tatum with the 3, and he buries his first look.
Well, Tatum is rightfully as confident as they come from deep. He saw that look and didn't waste it.
Pass to Santos. Here's Melton. No one near him. Got it.
Look, you love to see this kind of team chemistry. Let's see more of that.
Outside Tatum. White for 3. The rebound by Melton.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Outside Podziemski. Back to Melton. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
Well, all of us coaches, we love when you can create looks in close.
Here's White. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
Some sick ball skills displayed right there. And he's not the guy you expect to pull that off.
Melton outside. Green with a screen on Brown. From deep, Melton sinks it from distance. Melton's got 7. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028. They've hit 4 of their first 5 shots. Great execution and attention to detail.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Head coach Steve Kerr and I got a chance to talk for a bit. We talked about his approach in guarding Jason Tatum. He said, we want to crowd Tatum right from the jump and prevent him from getting into an early rhythm, especially from deep. Because when his three-point shot is falling, it opens up the rest of his game. Guys, back to you.
Thank you for that, Allie.
Vucevic is a very efficient mid-range shooter and has been for most of his career.
Outside Podziemski. Takes a 3. The rebound, Celtics. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Cavaliers.
And it wasn't just their starters putting in work. Their backups were real spark plugs on offense.
Well, when you can build your lead with the second unit on the floor, that makes the game a heck of a lot easier.
Now here's Podziemski. 14 points for him last game against the Jazz in Salt Lake City.
And he did a lot of work on the glass as well. He impacted the game on multiple fronts.
Here's Brown. Pass to Vucevic. The kick to Tatum from outside the arc. No luck on that one. Warriors trail by 4. Melton on the wing. Back to Podziemski. And there's a pick. Let's go with a 3. And the Warriors miss again. And Tatum's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. They double-team Vucevic. White for three. Hauser outside. Five on the clock. The three. Tatum can't hit. The Warriors have gone only 3 for 9 from the floor. Here's Melton. And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
At the line for one, D'Anthony Melton.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Grant, Stephen Curry said his goal was to play meaningful basketball games. With the arrival of Jimmy Butler, that proved to be the case.
Yeah, the Warriors have been looking to get Steph some help. The fit with Jimmy was questioned, but it's worked out better than most people expected.
Now here's Brown. A 23-point game for him in the win against the Cavs in Cleveland.
And another key for them was his rebounding. It's just a great effort.
Stan, one thing about Jaylen Brown, he seems so composed out there.
Yeah, B.A., he's very calm. Doesn't waste energy. You love a player who's this focused and calculated.
First one falls for him. Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, B.A., he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
He does not get the second one.
And when you talk about Jaylen Brown, you have to bring up his two-way ability. He's a pure scorer who can also guard the opposing best wing. There aren't a lot of guys like Brown in the league.
Hauser outside. Back to White. Launches a three. Drains the triple. White's got his third bucket of the night.
And White knows he has the green light to fire from deep. Great looking three ball there.
Melton outside. Green with a screen on Brown. Right side Green. Pass to Santos. And here's Podziemski. Outside for Green. 20 feet out. Boston pulls it in.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Here's Tatum. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Tatum's got 5 now.
Such good play from Tatum near the hoop that time.
Outside, Green. Melton outside. Feet away. That one rolls around and rims out. Celtics lead by 5. Hauser outside. No good with the triple. Golden State has gone just 1 of 6 from downtown. Pass to Moody. Melton outside. Green, a screen. And it's off from 3-point range. The Celtics have gone 7 of 14 and looking in control. Oh, my goodness!
What a dunk. Well, check out Brown getting flashy. That'll get him fired up.
An impressive display. How about that look on the AT&T connected cam? Here's Podziemski. He's scoreless. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
A shot to stop the run. Jaylen Brown with a rebound. For Boston, they've got 8 of 15 shots to go. Uneasy, too, on the layup. And now a 9-point Boston lead.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Let's keep it going for your Warriors dancers.
And Boston with some changes. Kadis checked in for Nikola Vucevic. Walsh comes in for Jason Tatum. And Pritchard is subbed in for Hauser. Outside Moody. Pass to Melton. Green with a screen on White. From deep, Melton. Tatum pulls it in.
No question who's in control of the board so far.
Outside, Brown. Now here's Pritchard, defended by Pajemski. Back to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. And the jam by Brown.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
Here's Santos. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Utah.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the scoring. He had a bunch of assists, too, affecting the offense in so many ways.
First personal foul, second team foul.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Boston.
Well, yeah, early on, the mid-range jumpers have been an important part of their attack. They're going old school.
One shot.
Another area they've excelled in is the points in the paint. They've been able to gouge the interior defense so far in this one.
Kristaps Porzingis, he's checked in for the Warriors. Spencer comes in for Melton. And the free throw, no good. Well, Stan, Joe Mazzulla is a young head coach taking over on the Celtics bench in 2022.
Well, B.A., he's got a rare intensity about him. Certainly not afraid to think outside the box, and obviously the results speak for themselves.
Now here's White. 7 points in the game. Walsh can't get it to go.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Take it away! Drives to the hoop. With some arc, the Warriors pull it in. Defeated by Utah in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Hey, they had their chances, but they struggled from the line. It's so hard to win that way on someone else's floor.
Yeah, those opposing crowds can put you off balance at the stripe, but you got to block out the noise and make those free throws.
So it's Boston now. The Warriors getting their last shot to go. Pass to Keita. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Pritchard. Porzingis grabs the board.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
And it's in there. And now just a 5-point Celtic lead.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Here's Shireman. Pass to White. Nice ball movement by Boston. There's the screen. 3-pointer Pritchard. Porzingis grabs the board.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Let's see some of the numbers here for Jaylen Brown.
And he's gone cold over the last 10 games, guys. His scoring numbers are down, and he can't seem to get out of this rough patch. He's got to get himself going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Porzingis.
Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, a solid shooter from the line.
Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Derek White. Both free throws good from Porzingis.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Stolen. Pass to Spencer. 1:14 left to play in the first quarter. The rebound by Jason Tatum. And so it's Tatum who brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics. 3-point lead. Kata, pass to Tatum. Tatum draws the double. Out to the right wing. Here's Shireman. He had 16 in the win against the Cavs in Cleveland.
And how about the rebounding, too? He was just all over the glass, and the other team had no answer for how to contain him.
Here's Spencer, following the three by Boston. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And they've come out with a fearless approach on the boards. And this kind of six slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they played and a confidence they're not afraid to show. Pass to post. Now Williams. Here's Spencer, defended by Pritchard. Porzingis with a screen on Pritchard. Spencer hits the three-pointer. Celtics lead by 5. Tatum feeling it out a bit. Outside Pritchard, lets the three fly, fires in the triple.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And so it's Boston finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. Back to the game after this break. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, it looks like hitting the boards hard was an emphasis of their attack. They knew how valuable it was to do so.
Yeah, we're not surprised by this. These guys work hard and they are physical.
So the Celtics 5 right now. They've got Peyton Pritchard, and it's Walsh in at the 4 slot. Here's Porzingis, and the layup is good off the glass.
Well, for Porzingis, that's just easy money. I keep going to that until they stop it.
Here's Shireman. No points yet. And it's Tatum missing. Inside. Here's Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, if Porzingis gets within arm's length of the hoop, he's not going to make many mistakes. That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks. The Warriors are trying to maximize what Steph Curry has left. Coach Kerr said, quote, "What we're watching with Steph is one of the greatest artists of all time in his twilight. What can we do to give him the best chance to perform, to make the game easier for him?" That's where we are. Back over to you, Brian.
Looking to stay in the mix. Allie, thank you. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line, a chance at a three-point play.
Well, he's a reason why they're winning right now. He's been efficient offensively, and his confidence continues to grow.
Boston shooting their third free throw shot of the game. And when you're trying to slow down a great scorer, there are those shots you've just got to live with, Stan.
Well, look, B.A., you can't take away everything, particularly from the great players. I think when you're game planning, what you have to decide is just that. What can you live with and what do you want to take away? And you try to just make those great players a little bit less efficient. You're not going to shut them down, but maybe you can make them a little bit less efficient.
Here's Shireman. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Here's Tatum. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And the Celtics lead by 11.
Well, very few guys take advantage of space in the mid-range like Tatum. He's an assassin from that area. Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
Ooh, rugged finish from Tatum.
And guys, it's no easy task defending Tatum inside. You can body him up, bump him, he'll still find a way.
And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Since the All-Star break, here are the best passing teams in the NBA. The Warriors, number 1.
They're clearly on the same page offensively, and the chemistry has gotten better and better. The assist totals have been outstanding.
And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. Pass to post. Now here's Melton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Takes it inside. Queta pulls it in. Queta's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
And here's Pritchard. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Cleveland. Goes back up. Got a hand on it. Now here's Moody. He's closely guarded. Pass to Pajemski. Screen by Post. Fires for 3. And again, no good by Golden State. And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for Boston. They lead by 11. Largest margin of the game. On the take. And he gets it to go. Now 2 of 6 in the game.
This run has been fueled by their matador defense.
The Warriors have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. Outside Moody. Pass to Pajemski. Porzingis for 3. Boston pulls it in. They're getting into the back half of a 4-game road trip. Here's Gonzalez. No made baskets yet. And it's Shireman missing. Now here's Pajemski, defended by Pritchard. Oh, and Porzingis powers it home.
A legit 7-footer with that kind of athleticism, I guess Porzingis really is a unicorn.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And the Warriors making a switch here. Green is checked in. Jaylen Brown, he's checked in for Boston. White comes in for Shireman. White, the pass to Tatum. Tatum like a freight train coming. He's got it going on. Now 7 for 10.
Well, look, you're talking about one of the more dynamic scorers in this league. Jason Tatum putting on a show.
You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal. That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
Outside, Brown. Outside Tatum. The kick out to White. Lets it go from deep. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. White's got 10 points.
Well, yeah, White prefers a more head-on shot, but that doesn't mean he can't sink those corner threes, too.
Green, a screen. Moody from outside. It's hauled in by White.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Pritchard, the pass to Brown. Back to Pritchard. Tatum against Green. Clock at 6. Three-pointer Pritchard. And the Celtics another 3.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Moody misses. Boston on offense. They're on a 19-6 run. Outside, Brown. Queta, pass to Tatum. Off target from outside.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Here's Porzingis. What a finish from Porzingis.
Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough of them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
White, the pass to Brown. Over Moody. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. Warriors trail by 15. Now Pajimski. Give him 8 points now. Left side, Green. Down low. Shakes him. Queta pulls it in. Queta's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Here's Tatum. Doesn't go that time. Nice D from Moody. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Melton. Now Porzingis to the middle. Here's Green. Draymond. Oh, such a force inside.
We know Green prefers to work up close. He loves getting those high percentage looks.
Outside Pritchard, and here's White. And here's Brown for 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Melton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Green with the ball. Now guarded by White. Outside Pajemski. Puts up a 3. Rebound Boston. 17 points was their biggest margin. Queta, pass to White. There's Tatum with the 3. On target from range. Tatum's got 12 points now in the quarter.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum. Man, is he getting it done today?
Well, the defense has not been able to slow him down inside. And until they offer some sort of resistance, just keep feeding him the ball.
Santos is checked in for the Warriors. Boston also changing it up. Vucevic comes in for Queta. And it's Hauser in for Jason Tatum. Pajimski with it. Give him 8. From the arc. It's hauled in by White.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Vucevic, the pass to Pritchard. Hauser outside. The 3 is up. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Santos has got 4 rebounds now. Melton outside. Now here's Pajemski. Making a mark on the offensive end. Scoring around 13 a game. And it's good. 2 points.
In the first quarter, they really attacked inside. Not quite as much since, but the balanced attack seems to be working well for them.
He's 0 for 1 at the line, missing on his first trip.
One shot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Celtics lead by 13. And here's Pritchard. Give him 8 points now. Up top, Brown. Moody defends. 5 to shoot. Brown, no good.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Pajemski. He's got 11 to the paint. Outside Moody. Green, a screen. Here's Pajemski. That three's off the mark.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys.
And here's Brown for 3. Santos pulls it in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Moody on the wing. Yet to see a basket. Back to Melton. Green with a screen on White. To the inside. Oh! Green dropping the hammer!
What a nice read by Green. He's got a basketball IQ off the charts. An incredible understanding of the game.
Green against Vucevic. Outside, Brown. For 3. Oh, Jaylen Brown from extended range.
Well, you know, when Brown's hitting the 3, it really opens up this offense.
Back to Pajemski. Launches it. Knocks down the long J. Pajemski's got 8 here in this quarter.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know, it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Brown. Jaylen Brown gets it to fall.
And look, Brown is good at capitalizing inside, which is why the defense has to push it further away.
Moody passes to Green. Now Pajemski. Back to Green. Oh, Green just outworking the competition.
A wrecking ball inside. Once again, Draymond imposing his will.
And here's Brown for 3. That shot is off. And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for the Celtics. He's been productive scoring the ball. He's got 20 points so far. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Al.
Thanks a lot, guys. Head coach Steve Kerr here with us now. Coach, what do you want to see from this team in the second half?
Well, we got to make some stops and get a little traction in this game. I mean, we fell behind right away, and so let's make a push in the first 4 or 5 minutes, get back in the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket.
And that game against the Spurs, this looks like a complete toss-up to me. Talent level is similar. These games often come down to a few key plays.
And if that's the case, we'll see who has the better closers tonight. And time to talk now about that first half. What a dominant display for the Celtics.
One big reason they're up, they're controlling the glass, both boxing out and crashing in.
Yeah, you could tell rebounding was a point of emphasis for them coming into this game.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it's been a runaway. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
And so it's Boston with it. 17 points was their biggest margin. Brandon Pajemski out there with the Anthony Melton. Then it's Moses Moody. Then there's Draymond Green. And it's Santos in at the four-man position. That's the Warriors 5.
Well, with his dribble moves, Tatum will get where he needs to go, and he's an outstanding finisher.
Outside Moody. High post Green. Pass to Melton. Shot clock at 6. Green, a screen. Melton misses. And so it's Tatum who brings up the ball for Boston. It's a 13-point game. Stan, looking back on the 2017 draft, at the time, you believe Jason Tatum was the best prospect.
And with hindsight, BA, that seems obvious. But back then, Markelle Fultz was the consensus #1 pick. Credit the Celtics for trading back and getting their guy.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks, BA. Jaylen Brown never loses confidence. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla said he has great short-term memory. If he misses a shot, it never affects the next one. You can't shake him. I just love his poise and his ability to attack. Brown said, every time I take the floor, I want to be aggressive. Brian, back to you.
You love that confidence. Okay, Allie, thanks a lot.
Sometimes you just know it's coming. White couldn't wait to let that one fly. Respond to the three on the other end.
Down low. White with a steal. Inside. And Vucevic slams it in.
Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal? Then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
Green, a screen. Melton against Brown. Here's Pajemski. Off target from three-point range. Boston leading by 15. To the paint. Here's Tatum. And finished off by Tatum.
Great move by Tatum. Getting to the rim and throwing it down.
Outside Moody. Back to Pajemski. Pass to Melton. Can they get it? And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
And here's Brown for 3. It's down. His 7th make in 13 attempts today.
I just love the ball movement.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over.
There's no way coach likes this effort level. They need to refocus.
Yeah, you have to take a timeout in a situation like this. Stop the bleeding a bit and regroup.
And with the playoffs around the bend, here are the Western standings. You look at the Warriors. They're clinging on to the final playoff spot in the conference, trying to improve their position if possible.
Well, I think for the Warriors, they had some lofty goals to start the year, but they may not have the roster to hang with the league's elite teams.
Yeah, they wanted to accomplish more this season, but things haven't quite worked out. Some bad breaks along the way.
Outside Pajemski. Shot clock at 5. And it's rejected.
On defense, how valuable is White? He's a guard who can protect the rim.
Outside, Brown. Outside White. There's Tatum with the three. Sinks the tray. Tatum's got 7 points here in the quarter.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Pass to Santos. Back to Podziemski. Melton outside. Green, a screen. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Hauser passes to Tatum. Outside White. Takes the three. Santos pulls it in. Santos has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Melton outside. Now Podziemski. 14 points for him. Pass to Moody. And here's Podziemski. He's guarded by White. Here's Santos. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Boston leading by 23. Now Tatum. Green covering. And the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah, from the moment he entered the league, Tatum's shown so many different moves. A polished offensive force.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Boston.
Take a break.
Well, they've
Take
been
a break.
hitting threes at a high
shots.
clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
Yeah, and their team-first approach is another thing you have to like. And they've had great ball movement and are getting a lot of points off assists.
And he makes a first. In your career, Stan, you coach contending teams, as well as teams that had little to no expectations.
Yeah, B.A., give me the contending teams. Give me the talent and the expectations and pressure that goes with it. Listen, coaches just want as much chance to succeed as they can have. And when you've got the best players, you've got the best chance to win. And the pressure that goes with it is a lot easier than struggling night in and night out. Well, it's so impressive how Jason Tatum has just continued to strengthen his game. He's a star who isn't easily satisfied by his own play and always wants to do more.
Brown against Melton. Brown passes to White. Hauser with it. Still no points. Here's Tatum, and he knocks down the 10-footer.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
It's Podziemski on the wing. He's guarded by White to stop the drought. Nails it from 3. Podziemski's got 17 points.
Well, it's only his second 3 of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
Pass to Vucevic. White looking it over. That one falls. Coming off the Vucevic feed. White's got 6 here in the quarter.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Back to Podziemski. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
3-second violation.
And we have a chance to take a look at the teams that are wreaking havoc with their defense this past month. Number 1, Boston.
Well, you have to praise their defense over the last month. They've been working as a team to put almost constant pressure on opposing offenses. Just terrific stuff.
And the Warriors making a switch here. Spencer's checked in. And the Celtics also making a change. Pritchard's checked in for Nikola Vucevic. Brown can't hit.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Pass to Santos. Here's Melton. Green with a screen on White. The 3. Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got rebound number 8 here already in the game.
Well, so far in the second half, he hasn't been able to get another 3 to fall.
Lets it fly. Again, the miss by Boston. The Warriors shooting around 41%. Now here's Moody. No points so far. Here's Spencer. Offline from the top of the key. And here's Pritchard. Give him 8. Pass to Hauser. Now Pritchard fires the 3. Knocks it down from distance. Pritchard's got 11.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Outside Moody. Melton on the wing. He's guarded by White. Green with a screen on Pritchard. Here's Spencer, averaging around 6 a game to win the cold spell. Melton misses.
Yeah, and they're fighting to get back in this one, but unfortunately, he just keeps coming up empty.
Outside Tatum. Here's the 3. The Warriors pull it in.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Moody with it, guarded by Hauser. Here's Spencer. Pass to Green.
Yeah, in terms of winners in NBA history, few have the resume of Draymond Green.
These are his first free throws of the game.
The line for your Warriors, Draymond Green, taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Boston with some changes. Cadis checked in for Hauser. Walsh comes in for Tatum. Shireman comes in for Brown. And so he hits both. Now Pritchard. He's got 11. Pass to Walsh. Here's Queta. Green covering. 5 to shoot. Here's Walsh. This one for 3. Can't hit that one. Here's Spencer. Outside. Green. Now Melton. 3-pointer. Connects from downtown. Melton's got 15.
It took 6 attempts, but he finally hits a shot.
The Celtics shooting a solid 53% from the floor. Here's Shireman. Still without a bucket. 3-pointer Pritchard. Rebounded by Green. Here's Spencer, defended by Pritchard. From deep, Melton. Boston with a rebound. Here's Shireman. Left side, Pritchard. Outside, White.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Just 5 on the clock. Back to Pritchard. From deep. And that basket makes him 5 for 10. Steady production so far.
Their long-range shooting since halftime has been as strong as you could hope for.
They set the pick. Melton outside. Pass to Spencer. From 11 feet away. Good as the jump shot falls. Spencer's got his second basket of the game. And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for Boston. Outside White. We've got 1:13 left in the third quarter.
I don't love fouling White there. He can really hurt you at the line.
Boston shooting their 6th and 7th free throw shots in the game.
Shooting for the Celtics, Derek White at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
That's good from White.
Well, talk about a guy who gives you exceptional effort. Derek White is always watching the floor for gaps he can fill, places he can make a difference in the game.
He's perfect from the line this time.
If they keep hitting free throws at this clip, it'll help them seal the deal.
Pass to Spencer. 1:02 left in the third quarter here, and they double up Porzingis. Here's Walsh, right now averaging 5.5 a game. Here's Gonzalez, back to White. Oh, that bucket gives him his 7th field goal in 12 tries.
Yeah, we've seen White's confidence as a scorer grow over time, which is why he stays aggressive when he catches fire.
Podziemski into the lane, shoots over Pritchard. Outside Podziemski. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Kidd has got rebound number 11. Here's White. And that one drops for him. White's got 12 now in this quarter. And so it's the Boston Celtics with an almost surefire victory here. Up 32 at the end of the quarter and dominating. And they've been shooting the lights out from the arc. All those threes have this poised for a blowout. We'll be right back. Steve Kerr with some words for his players.
Quick shot, like it's a good shot if you're hot, but we got to execute against these guys because a quick shot or a turnover turns into a 3 at the other end, right? So let's just discern the difference between a great shot and a decent one. Let's get great shots.
Now this is something you hear coaches talk about often. Steve Kerr wanting his guys to take high percentage shots.
A smart perspective. It's important that teams concentrate on taking the best shots possible.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. They've got Peyton Pritchard, and it's Gonzalez in at the 3, the small forward. And we continue to see the value of NBA franchises climb. Graham, are you glad you got in when you did?
Oh, yes, I am. I think beyond, though, the dollars and cents, it's just the joy of having a hand in the growth of this game and this league that we all love so much.
The first free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And they've done well from the free throw line this half. No misses yet.
Outside Pritchard. Pass to Keita. Here's Walsh. Late clock, the Celtics got to hurry here. And it's Shireman missing. The Warriors shooting only 40% from the floor in this game. Here's Spencer. Pulls up. Oh, he finds himself wide open and drills it.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
to Walsh. Here's Gonzalez. Nice ball movement by Boston. Three-pointer, Pritchard. Here's Walsh. Drills it from deep.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Pass to Spencer. And they tell players, your career is short. Maximize your earnings. But sometimes guys take less credit.
And you know, different things go into that. Winning, comfort, and in some cases, you're talking legacy. You know, for those rare players who've been with one team their whole career.
Here's Pritchard. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. It's going to be on Quentin Post. There's no question. Peyton Pritchard has one of the best value contracts in the league.
Sure does, B.A. He's on a 4-year, $30 million deal, signed back in 2023. He's a tireless worker, a talented scorer, playmaker, and, of course, outside shooter.
First free throw is good. Green's checked in for Post. The Celtics also with a sub. Garza's checked in. Good on both. Here's Spencer. Pass to Pajemski. Porzingis with a screen on Pritchard. Here's Pajemski. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Pajemski, shooting one.
And that one misses. Something the league has worked towards, seeing small market teams competing at a high level, Grant.
Yeah, this league isn't just for the big cities. Smart drafting and team development can make any organization elite. And of course, that's the beauty of it all. Man, the defender really went after him.
Second personal foul, third team foul. At the line for your Warriors, Draymond Green. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Green. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Pritchard with it. Pass to Shireman. Here's Garza. 6 to shoot. Now here's Pritchard. Gets the 3 ball to go. Pritchard's got 11 in the second half.
What a performance. Hit 2 from beyond the arc in the first half, and he's added 3 more since.
To the middle. Picked it out of midair. Down low. And Gonzalez gets it to go.
Well, you love the unselfishness, makes the next pass, and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Outside Pajemski. Stan, I have to ask, how important is it to have a big man in today's NBA?
That is a great question, B.A. And look, things have really changed. We went from big, strong guys in the league and centered our game around those guys to then people wanted to play small ball and be more skilled. But now what everybody's figured out is we can get that same skill from bigger guys, and bigger and better is better than smaller and better.
Inside. Here's Porzingis. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
7'2", 240 pounds. Porzingis is a nightmare matchup for defenders.
Shooting one.
Good, good.
And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics.
Hey, I like the unselfishness. If someone has a better opportunity, make the next pass.
Pass to Podziemski. Porzingis with a screen on Pritchard. Podziemski. And again, no good by Golden State.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
Outside Pritchard. And you look around the league, 30 different organizations, each with their own cultures. What did you look for as a player, Greg?
Well, you know, BA, winning always comes first. But after that, you're looking at resources and how they care for their players. That's where teams are trying to separate themselves these days.
Pass to Podziemski. And here's Porzingis. Low block shot. And give him another one. He's 6 of 8 and looking solid.
Well, he's called the unicorn for a reason. Porzingis doing unicorn-type things tonight.
Outside Pritchard. Here's Gonzalez. Moody defends. Pass to Gonzalez. There's the three. Santos pulls it in. Santos has got 9 rebounds now. Here's Melton. The three is up. Gets the three to fall.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Gonzalez passes to Garza. Now Pritchard. There's the triple. Ooh, he's now 7 for 12.
He hit a couple from range in the first half, but now his confidence is through the roof.
Outside Podziemski. Good work there as it goes. Podziemski's got 21.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
And they say that leadership starts at the top, Stan. How does great ownership and the front office permeate an organization?
Well, you're absolutely right, PA. Leadership starts at the top. And the best owners in this league go out and get great people, and then they empower them. They don't micromanage. They get people to work and use their expertise to build the organization.
Here's Garza. Fires from deep. Porzingis grabs the board. The Warriors have gotten 6 of 10 attempts to drop in the fourth quarter. Pass to Melton. Now here's Porzingis.
Well, this is why you must force Porzingis farther away. At 7'2", he sometimes forces defenses to compromise inside.
The line for 2, Kristaps Porzingis.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first one falls.
Yeah, and when healthy, Porzingis is still a very effective player and an important part to his team's success.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. And Grant, many of the newer rules have helped unlock offenses. Any need to help out the defense?
You know, I think the rules are fine, B.A. It's just about allowing defenders to do their job and limiting the cheap foul calls so they can stay on the floor.
Melton outside. Jacks up a 3. And the Warriors miss again.
Hey, sometimes you miss even under the best of circumstances.
Pass to Garza. Fades back. And here's Pritchard. Here's Walsh. 4-3. Pajimski grabs the board. Pajimski's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
And Porzingis has always been a threat from deep. And at his height, he probably feels like no one can block his shot.
Here's Garza. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Santos has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Outside Moody. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. Williams is checked in for Boston.
1 shot.
There are usually 1 or 2 mid-season coaching changes in the NBA every year. Can those energize the team, Grant?
You know, B.A., we've seen it give teams a boost in the past, but only on occasion. Usually it's a last-ditch effort in a doomed season or simply just turning the page.
Boston again missing.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
Now here's Pritchard. Pass to Garza. Outside Pritchard. From downtown, and count it. 8 of 14 now. He's rolling.
He's really finding his rhythm here. I mean, smart move to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
From deep, Melton. The rebound, Celtics.
In the second half, it seems like they've given him the green light. Might want to rethink
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:57 left in the game. Here's Pritchard. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. And the Warriors making a change here. Green is checked in. And the Celtics making a change here.
One shot.
Well, some lament the death of the mid-range jumper in today's game. Grant, you got any fixes?
Well, some have suggested cutting out the corner threes. If the three-point line was only like above the break, teams would probably need to rely more on that mid-range. Nice dribble move to get to the hoop for an easy 2.
The Celtics shooting 44% here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Garza. A minute 31 left in the fourth. Three-pointer, Pritchard. Counted from distance. Pritchard's got 31.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Celtics.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And this result tonight, it gets them to 44 wins on the year.
And with just one game left to play between them, they've captured the first 2 meetings of the year.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Jason Tatum.
He came out with great energy and effort, doing everything he could possibly do to help his team.
Pritchard, no good. And here are the Warriors now. Pass to Pajemski. Melton outside, beyond the arc, and the Warriors with another 3.
They're on a little run right now, but I'm wondering, where was this energy earlier?
Yeah, it's so frustrating as a coach when it takes your team this long to get into a rhythm.
Here's Keita, Green covering. Now Pritchard. From behind the arc. The shot, no good.
It's hard not to want payback when you give up a 3 at the other end, but it can force you to rush things.
So we see the Celtics taking the W here. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they earned this dub.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is